What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mo.J. We are locked in. This is episode 7. Happy birthday, Kate Wallis of Cruel Summer. Last week, we seen what happened to Jeanette's mom, Sydney. Now, this week, you can already tell by the title what's really going to be the primary focus. Kate and her birthday over the 3 different years. So let's see how that goes. But first, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of this, hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. So this week, we're focusing on Kate. And we get to see how things went. Now, if you remember, her birthday comes, and then she ends up getting kidnapped after. So this is going to give us some more key moments that lead up to when Martin Harris takes our girl Kate, or did he? But let's get into it. This is episode 7, Cruel Summer. The events that are about to unfold take place on approximately August 29, 1993, 1994, 1995. Now, I don't know why they say approximately. If it's her birthday on the 29th, then that's the day that it happens on the 29th. It's not approximately. It happens on this day. I don't know why they do that, but you know I do it every episode. 1993, Kate rolls over, looks at her bunny. Happy birthday, Kate Wallis. You know, in 93, things is good. 1994, it ain't looking so good. She's on the computer in the chat room and she's talking to, we know it's her sister on the other end, but she's on here. It's no celebrating. She's free now. And we're not celebrating the birthday. Kate is talking to her stepsister on the chat room, but she doesn't know that that's her. But she's giving her all kinds of details about what happened. Now, the sister is saying, maybe you should eat some cake, you know, and drown your sorrows in it. Kate's saying, nah, I can't eat because Martin used to use food to control her. And now the sister is saying you should go on a hunger strike and get that control back. So we do know that she's actually communicating with her sister, even though she doesn't know it, to give her information about things that were going on. Joy comes in with Ron and they're like, oh, happy birthday. And, you know, Kate's over on the computer like, ugh, I'm getting back in the bed. Now, the mom wants her to get on this talk show, Marsha Bailey, to tell her side of the story. So everyone, you know, they'll sympathize with her. Oh, we believe Kate, because the narrative is Jeanette saying that Kate is lying about all this. So the mom wants her to get on this show and talk about it. Kate, she doesn't want to talk about this anymore. So she gets back in the bed and you can see Ron. He's like, well, she doesn't want to talk about it anymore. Let's get on out of here. In 95, she just like, the hell with it. I'm not even up. I'm still in the bed asleep. But Mallory's in there with her. And Mallory's like, hey, wake up. You trying to go smoke a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Let's have a little bit of fun. We do see Kate start to have flashbacks. And she's in Martin's house. She's at the top of the stairs. The door is closed. You can hear Martin on the other side. Hey, I'm not going to force myself in there. She's saying, well, you forced me to live down here. And he's trying to say, hey, this is your life now. You're just going to have to deal with it. But you're going to have to eat some real food. You can't just be down there and not have any food. So Martin, he's kind of weird in the head, talking about this is your new life. You need some real food because I'm providing you with shelter and stuff. But, of course, no one wants to be locked up. So Kate is like, hey, man, let me out of here. Back in 93, we see Jamie's over and he's talking to Ron. He's talking to him about what he plans on doing with Kate. And Ron's like, okay, what do you see in the future? And he's saying, you know, I want a big family and stuff. He's like, all right, that's nice. You know, he's just trying to fill him out, see where the young man's head is. But then Jamie asks, can I give her a promise ring? He's like, man, that's a big step. You know, a promise ring is just that I promise to be faithful to you. I promise to, you know, whatever kids do. But the dad's, he's looking at it like, all right, if you're going to do that, you need to be serious about this. And for the most part, from what we know of Jamie, we know he's not going to be committed. But at least he has a thought in his mind that he wants to follow. We see Kate getting ready because they have a dinner party. Now, we know Joy. Joy likes to be the center of attention. She likes to live larger than life. So she comes in and tells Kate, hey, don't be out with them silly friends of yours all day because we're having a dinner date here and we need you back here. And Kate's like, okay, Mom, but it looks like you're getting prepared for somebody. You looking good for somebody, just from what I'm observing. And now this is where Joy starts to get a little demon in her. She comes over and puts her hands on her shoulder like, you remember what happened last time you made these accusations about someone cheating. This is just an intimidation factor. Joy's over here. You remember what happened last time you did this. So this is making Kate feel like, okay, I was wrong because I thought that Ron was having an affair with the travel agent lady. But we know Kate seen Joy. So she knows a little bit of something, especially with Scott, you know, the gardener. So she knows something, but the mom, she's just feeling guilty. That's why she's trying to make Kate feel bad about saying this. Kate invites Mallory over. Now, we know they've been hanging out since 94 now, so they're getting real close. And when they get there, Mallory doesn't know it's her birthday, so she feels honored. Kate, it's your birthday? And you invited me over? Well, at this point, this is the only person that Kate can talk to outside of the computer. And while they're sitting there, Mallory's like, you got to stop listening to those therapy tapes. But the reason Kate's listening to them is because she's bringing up Annabelle. Now, she's saying when she was in therapy, she goes back, she plays it back, and she's thinking of Annabelle, and she's explaining it to her therapist. But in real time, she's saying, I can't remember this event. So the tapes are bringing back memories that she can't remember at the present time. So we need to find out who Annabelle is. Mallory's starting to look out for Kate as a real close friend. Now she knows that this trauma is on her mind. So she's like, you know what? I have something. Let's go do something. Let's get out of here. They get downstairs and we see the evil mom down there. Evil mom Joy. And she's like, hey, real quick, Kate, we need to build your case a little bit stronger, you know, with everything going on. And Mallory steps up and says, listen, it's Kate's birthday and I'm her advisor, so she won't be talking about anything legal this weekend. Has to deal with the lawyer, sounds boring, we won't talk about it. Has to deal with the case, sounds boring, we won't talk about it. If you need to talk to Kate, you'll talk to Mallory. So that's cool. She's defending her from her mom. And that's good because we know that Kate and the mom, they aren't seeing eye to eye right now. We know Jamie bought this promise ring to give to Kate on her birthday. So the whole crew, they come out. They go to the mall. They got them a nice little lunch date. Probably about, this is 93, so they probably spent about $10 total for everything that everybody has. He pulls the ring out. She's like, what is this? He's like, it's a promise ring. Ashley comes over to the house, and we know that Kate and Mallory, they are stoned. So they on the ground eating some Doritos with some cheese on top of, you know how kids get. We just throw the cheese on there, throw it in the microwave. We got us nachos. But she comes in, she's like, what are you guys doing? Are y'all high? Happy birthday, Kate, but are y'all high? And they're like, yeah. And Kate says, what are you going to do? Tell on us? She's like, nah, actually, I dabble a little bit. So Mallory, she comes up with the idea. Well, shoot, Ashley, since you're here, you want to smoke and watch a movie with us? And Ashley's like, shoot, why not? Free weed. The girls go to the movie store. You know, our Blockbuster, I don't know what this is called, but Blockbuster used to be it. When they get there, we know Vince works there. When he sees Mallory come in with Kate and Kate's sister, Ashley, he's like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, you know, things haven't been what they were. He's like, I've always been loyal to Jeanette, and I thought you would too. But hanging out with Kate after what happened, that's just mean and evil. What are you doing? And Mallory's trying to explain, well, this is the only person I'm connecting with at this moment. I mean, me and you are cool, but me and Jeanette aren't seeing each other. So I'm hanging with her right now. We see a little sister action over here. We have a little connection. Now, it is Kate's birthday. They find a movie. Ashley looks at it like, oh, I'd like to watch this. And Kate's saying, are you just saying that because it's my birthday? And one thing she says is, as long as you know me, have you known me to be full of shit? Because she always kept it real with Kate. She told her about her mom. Like, how could you accuse my dad of cheating when your mom is the gold digger? So Kate's looking at her, okay, you're right. Okay, I believe you. You want to watch it too. They go back to the house. All the girls are sitting around. They watching the movie, got the covers, got the big bowl of popcorn. Now, they're watching an older film. It's black and white. I'm going to show you get that in the next scene and break that down. But right now, Kate, she's telling the girls, yeah, my mom wants me to go on Marsha Bailey's show, talk about this case. I really don't want to do it. And the girls understand that and respect it because they know it's a lot of stress going on. Now, Mallory's knowing, you know, straight from Kate what's going on. Ashley, on the other hand, she knows what's going on behind the scenes because of what's happening online. But she can't tell Kate that because she still wants to keep that line of communication on the internet with her. There's a lady on here running and there's a man chasing her. Now, Kate, this is bringing in flashbacks because it's a traumatic experience and it's just popping back up in her head. Now, the guy's chasing her. You hear Kate saying, why is she running faster? Run faster. He's chasing you. He's chasing you. And now we get a flashback of Kate trying to run up the stairs and get to the door before Martin closes it. So the movie is relating to her being chased, but trying to really get up out of this basement. So she's yelling, run, get out of there, run faster. Because in her head, that's what she was telling herself. Try to get up the stairs faster before he closes the door to try to make an escape. All of the girls are looking at her like, uh-oh, what is going on here? But you gotta let her get this out, because that built up energy, if you don't talk about it, it's just gonna make things worse for yourself. So this actually expressing herself is a good thing for Kate. Joy comes downstairs with her heels on, her pencil skirt, the Gucci belt, and the polka dot blouse. I heard screaming down here. They're like, oh, it's just a movie. Now Mallory's like, hey, I gotta get out of here. I got a new gig over at the skating rink. So she leaves, Ashley leaves. Joy starts talking to her and she's trying to tell her, hey, you really need to get on this Marsha show and tell your side of the story. Marsha, she's pretty big. She's interviewed presidents and she's interviewed Whoopi Goldberg. At this point, Kate starts laughing and she's like, it's good to see you laughing. But Kate is laughing because she's high. And Joy says, are you high? And she's like, Kate, are you high? That's a bad look for us right now. And Kate tells her, why don't you just leave, Mom, so you won't make my birthday worse as it was last year. Jeez Louise. Some of the friends, though, for the birthday party, they didn't get a promise ring. They didn't get a necklace like they got for Jeanette. They brought a flask. And I'm talking about, this is about to be some hard liquor. And these are some teenagers. So they drinking it straight out the flask straight. You already know what's about to happen, especially with Jamie. We seen that he was drunk at the carnival in 95. So this may be where his drinking problem started. Rod comes in and he gives Kate, he gives her some snacks. Like, here you go. She's like, oh, when'd you learn how to cook? He said, I learned when you were gone. But with Kate, she starts getting frustrated and mad. And she says, why didn't you do more? Why didn't you help out? Why are you letting my mom run over you? And he's saying, listen, I didn't let your mom run over me. I wish I would have said more. I wish I would have did more to try to find you, to lower the tension in between you two. But at that moment, back then, I was letting your mom be your mother. But I look at it as you're my daughter also from the time that I met you. And I should have said more. I should have been there as a father, like a biological father. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you bring in other people's kids, you can't discipline them like you normally would your kids. So he's saying he respected her, saying that Kate is your daughter. So we're going to go off of what you want. But for him, he's saying, I wish I would have done more like you were my actual daughter, because that's how I treat you. My world ended when you were gone also. During this, the news come on. Joy comes down, and guess what? There's somebody else at Willow Falls where Martin used to be. Another teenager said she had a close encounter with Martin, and now everybody's looking at it like, what? How is Martin still getting all this attention from the grave? And now Kate's saying, why should I go on the show and give this other girl any kind of acknowledgement? Because Martin told her while she was locked up what happened with this other girl. So Kate doesn't believe anything the girl on TV is saying. And that means Martin opened up about things he did in the past. So this is getting real interesting here. What I tell y'all, now we know Kate, this is 93. Kate has to get back for this dinner party. Jamie's in here drinking. He has his belt below his waist. Like, come on, man. It's not even in, I don't even know what kind of jeans these are. But he's drunk, he's stumbling, and he spills the flask on her. Look at our good friend Jamie. He's stumbling. Kate's trying to carry him. She has to get back because Joy is very particular about these dinner parties. You better be here, Kate. Now, Jamie's drunk self, he threw his keys in the fountain. He talking about, I can drive. She's like, first of all, you threw your keys in the fountain. Second of all, you're drunk. We got to get home. Well, I got to get home. I don't know what you going to do with your drunk self, but I got to get home to this dinner party. He's stumbling all over the place. Kate got 3-4 bags on her. He laying in the grass now. Jamie, get help. Get help. You remember Mallory left because she said she has a new gig at the skating rink. Well, guess what? She brings Kate to the skating rink because she's the assistant manager now. And what she did was she closed down the whole rink for maintenance. And now it's just her and Kate, and they get to live it up in the skating rink. I would have went and made some nachos. I can't really skate, so I would have been on the rail, or I would have had the little crutch thing, so you can walk while you while you trying to practice skating. They in here living it up like little teenage girls. Let's get some costumes out. They putting on little scarves and stuff, the things on their head. They just having fun living it up. Now, if I was the real manager, I would have called up there and said, Mallory, if you don't open that place up and make us some money and get the hell out of there playing around. But they're enjoying it one time. It's Kate's birthday. Come on, let her have some fun, people. Turns out Mallory, she works at the skating rink. She can't even skate. So Kate's actually teaching her. And they're skating around and she's like, is this your best birthday ever? Kate looks at her in the eye. They look at each other like this. They grab hands. Best birthday ever! And all they doing is skating. See, people, it's the little things that make you happy. You don't have to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars to make someone happy. It's the little things. Just rent a whole skating rink. That'll make somebody happy for their birthday. Now, they've been walking from the mall. Now, turns out Jamie needs to use the bathroom. But guess whose house they use the bathroom at? Well, not they. Jamie does. Martin Harris's house. Kate's like, Jamie, come on, somebody's coming. Now, I don't know why they just stopped here at all places. Random. Who knows? Maybe Kate set this up. But Martin comes out. He's like, are you all right? And Kate's saying, oh, he's drunk, but I need to really get home. So Martin's saying, all right, well, I can offer you a ride home. Like, no. I've been saying this for episodes and episodes and episodes. Why is this grown man around these children so much outside of the school? Now, that's a big no-no for me. Now, true story, I went to C.A. Burke in Kansas City, Missouri. Once I got to middle school, our principal, they announced it over the intercom. He ended up killing himself because he was found out that he was messing with some of the elementary kids. So for me, I always looked at principals and teachers as nothing to be talked to outside of the classroom. They pull up to Kate's house. These two have a history. You remember at the camping trip, they were outside. They were talking about family problems, while Martin hates guns, all kinds of little stuff that teachers and principals shouldn't be talking about with students. Now, Kate says, you remember that little secret? I think I need to tell my family about it because if not, I feel like I'm gonna explode. And he's saying you should do that because that's the best thing to do. But here goes something that was unexpected. Kate puts her hand on his and says, that's what I needed to hear. I really needed to hear that. And now Martin, his hormones are running wild because he's a nasty mother. You know what I'm saying? You need time, Kate. Oh my goodness, this is disgusting. Joy is upset. Kate's just now getting here and she's trying to tell her mom, I wasn't the one drinking. I tried to help Jamie get home. I got a ride back here. But Joy doesn't want to hear that. I had a dinner date. I had a dinner party coming over. I had people going to be here. You were supposed to be here. This is unacceptable. And Kate's just trying to explain what happened. Things start to take a turn here. Now, we just heard Kate tell Martin that she needs to tell this family secret. Now, Rod comes down and she's like, hey, I'm not the one with the secret. You remember after the little day party we had? Yeah, I seen you kissing Scott. And now, oh my goodness, Joy starts to flip out talking about Kate. This is ridiculous. You remember, you assumed that Rod was having an affair. And she's like, I did. So Rod's looking at it like, you did? Uh-oh, things is heating up. So what Joy does with this is, remember, she accused you, so she's just making up stuff. She's just lying. But Rod, he ain't trying to hear that. He's trying to say, what happened? And Joy is also saying, me and you haven't argued before, Kate, so we're not good at this. Let's just stop it here before you say something we might regret. Because she's feeling guilty right now. Oh, creep, dirty, disgusted Martin Harris is in the house flipping through the channels. He got him a little scotch on the rocks. And he's just thinking about Kate. Oh, the first time I seen her. Ooh, seen her at the fair. Ooh, seen her at the little weekend getaway. Ooh, sitting in the car, she held my hand. Ooh, this dude is on some other stuff, people. Rod lays the law down. Now what he's saying is, Joy, tell me whatever you got on your mind because this is just getting ridiculous. You had an affair, you lied to me about it. Now you're treating me like Kate isn't my daughter. So don't ever say Kate isn't my daughter. Just because we don't have blood, she is still my daughter. I raised her since she was a little one. And she's like, don't talk so loud because you'll open the whole thing back up. And most women say that because they're guilty. They don't want to be blamed for anything. They don't want to be held accountable. So she's like, don't talk about it anymore. It happened. Yeah, it happened, but you lied. And I've been taking care of this young girl her whole life. I am her father. You're going to treat me like I am her father. Even though he isn't. He is her legal guardian. Back in 93, Kate's still trying to tell Rod, I apologize. I did assume that you were having an affair because you remember she heard him on the phone and it was like, oh, it's been a good time. I haven't had sex in so long. And when she went in there, it turns out Rod was just being a good guy, booking a trip. Now, Joy, she's still going off. She's lying. She wants attention. And then she actually slaps her. Now, when you start getting physical in an argument, one, it's because you're losing. And two, you're trying to cover your tail. That's all it is. And at this point, Kate and Joy disconnect. Kate is my daughter and I'll discipline her as I see fit. Now, me personally, that's why I wouldn't be in a relationship with a woman that already has a child. That's my personal thing. I don't have anything against it. It's just me because I want to be able to discipline my kids and be able to tell her no or yes, they can do certain things with my children. But you see, Kate, she slapped and Joy is leveraging this against Rod. Oh, you can't tell me what to do. This is just my daughter. In 95, Mallory's in the room just chilling. She's going through a little basket looking at things and she finds a printer and she looks at it and she finds a piece of paper that's jammed. And when she pulls it out, she hands it to Kate and Kate's looking at her like, what is this? Dun, dun, dun. The paper that was stuck in the printer was a piece of paper that says liar. Kate takes it downstairs. Her mom's down there drinking wine. Oh, you want to hang with your mom? She's like, no. No. Did you write this? Did you type this up and make up a fake story? And now Joy's like, Kate, please, let me explain. Ashley and Derek, we knew they always had a little thing for each other. Well, let's speed up to college. They had a thing for each other. And now we know Joy didn't approve of this, but it doesn't matter because Ashley is Rod's daughter, just like how you say Kate is your daughter and not Rod's. So they're sitting in here. They did their little adult thing, but Derek's like, hey, while you're taking a shower, can I check my email? And this is where we start to piece together everything. Derek goes over to the computer because he's about to check his email. And what does he see? The chat log between Ashley and Kate, detailing everything that happened with Martin Harris. And he's looking at it like, what in the world? So he decides to print it off. And I'm talking about this one of the old printers, you know. And he's printing off the whole chat log. So we're about to get the whole detailed story of what actually happened with Kate going over to Martin's house. Now, Kate's confronting her mom about typing up the paper. Why would you manipulate that to make me want to go tell this story and stuff? And it looks like it's an alternative motive for the mom. Oh, we get all this attention because we know that Joy likes the spotlight. So Kate, at this point, she's telling this is all wrong. You groomed me for Martin. You brought Martin around me. I always thought, why me? I did everything you told me to do. And she's right, because her mom was grooming her. Her mom was bringing him around Martin, inviting Martin. So really, some of this blame is on the mom for not protecting her daughter from a grown man. And Kate is saying, you got me sued, Mom. You wanted me to go on the show. And like I said, Joy, she's kind of making this about herself. She's talking about you went off script. And Kate's just trying to say, look, I'm not a puppet. I want to explain what happened to me, the traumas I went through, not what you want, Mom. But I do miss you. I miss the relationship that we had. Because we know she got slapped by her mom. And things just, it ain't good between the two. But Kate misses her mom. Regardless, it's still your parent. Back in 93, Kate goes up to the room. I'm packing my stuff. I'm running away. And her mom's sitting there with her hands on her hip. I know where you're going. You're going. I know where you're going. So don't even worry about it. You can run away all you want. We'll come and get you later. And Kate's saying, that doesn't sound like an apology, Mom. I'm out of here. We see a flashback of Kate in the basement eating food, some chicken. It looked like chicken, some carrots, and maybe some spinach or something. And Martin's just sitting in the back with his hands in his pocket, watching her eat. Derek takes all of those printouts. He goes straight back home and he goes into Jeanette's room. She's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm being a good brother. Read this right now. Jeanette starts reading and she's like, wait a minute. Oh my God. She voluntarily went over to Martin's house. She wasn't kidnapped. She went over there on her own. Joy knew where Kate was going to go. So what did Kate do? She goes to Martin's house instead because her mom wouldn't expect it. Martin opens up the door. Kate, it's 10 o'clock. What are you doing here? And she says, I did what you told me to. I told the secret and my mom slapped me. So he's like, oh, well, come on in and I'll make you some tea. I'm like, tea at 10 o'clock? But she goes over here because she thinks this is a safe place. Now, there may be more to this story, but as of right now, I'm on Kate's side, and she thought that this would be a safe place because it was the assistant principal. I mean, we know what the outcome of this is, but she thought this was a safe place. And Martin, man, he got that drink in his system. All he could think about is Kate. This is not going to end well. There you go, episode 7 of Cruel Summer. Now we know how Kate got to Martin's house. We know what Martin's about, and we know the outcome is very bad, but at least we have pieces that we can put together. And also with Jeanette, do you think that we're going to find more information out in that little transcript that she has of her and Ashley talking? I think we're going to find out a lot more next week. But thanks for watching. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.